Hi everyone, it's Becky here. So welcome to another new video. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you some quick tips on how to keep a consistent habit of drawing, painting, or sketching every day. So when I was a college student, um, my life was very busy with pretty much like 12 hours or more of classes or study times. So I found it to be really suffocating to be a college student. My program was really intense. So this one is the sketchbook that I filled during my year in college back in 2014 to 2015. So I'm going to show you some of the sketches. Okay, so I already did a very quick 5-minute sketchbook tour some years ago on this sketchbook, but I didn't really explain anything about it. So I started this sketchbook in late 2014. That's about 7 years ago. And as you can see, this is a pretty small sketchbook. One page is a little bit bigger than my hand, and the whole spread, 2 pages, I spent, let's see, how many days? I sketched something on December the 23rd. I think I skipped one day, and I sketched again on the 25th, and I sketched 2 days, and I sketched again on the 28th. So it took me about 5 days to fill this spread. So back then, when I was a student, I spent, let's see, January the 12th to 13th, so 2 days. I finished the whole spread, which is pretty much smaller compared to what I do right now in my large Arteza watercolor sketchbook. It took me 2 days to finish this spread and 3 days to finish this spread. My style was very loose back then. I think I was using a thin water-soluble ink pen and then watercolors on top. So the line works are kind of dissolving a little bit. I was doing some practicum for my program, and so yeah, I got a lot of cute stuff, toys and children's books, sketching my classmates in college. And then I still remember this day, I saw a beautiful sunset sky from one of my classrooms in college, and my quick college lunch from the school cafeteria. So just finding very tiny bits of time each day. And then February the 9th to the 16th, from Monday to another Monday. So this spread took me 7 days to fill. So pretty much I sketched this thing, maybe just one thing on one day, and then I might skip a day or two sometimes because I was really busy with schoolwork. And then another day I sketched my lunch. I was living in Vancouver. I moved out from home to live closer to my college. Very quick, loose sketches. So if you really want to start drawing and painting and sketching every day, I would recommend you to not be too ambitious. Instead of thinking about finishing a big sketchbook, focusing on one page, one single sketch at a time. So if you think you're so busy and then sometimes you even get so uninspired, you probably say, oh, it's too boring, there's nothing interesting to sketch. So maybe just grab something from your kitchen. Maybe it could be a box of cereals, or it could be a pack of bread or cookies, anything. This one is like a muffin and have some pears. You don't have to always find beautiful things to sketch. So here I just sketched a simple box of pancakes, 2 children's books, and a lot of time I just try to squeeze 10 minutes before I start eating my meal and spend 10 to 15 minutes sketching them. So sometimes when you're really busy, just take 10 to 15 minutes to sketch your tea or coffee, something, that's it. Just do one thing a day and that's it. There's no need to push yourself for sketching like a whole spread like this in one day. Even myself, I wasn't, most of the time, I'm not able to finish a whole page or a whole spread on a single day. So it's totally fine. Don't compare yourself with others and don't give yourself super high expectations. This one, I think I did this on a day during the spring break and I have more time. I just really want to go out and chill and relax. So I went to the quayside and sketched the water with a boat and the bushes and trees and buildings on the other side. This is a really nice view at Yaletown, Vancouver. On my spring break, I went to Vancouver Public Library, Central Branch, and I spent an hour 30 minutes sketching this complex view of the building's interiors. It has lots of details. And then the next day or so, April the 23rd, I went to a bird park. So if you don't have time to go out, to go somewhere really fun, interesting, or attractive, just stay at home and grab anything around you. Or I just look out my bedroom or reading room window and I just capture the moving sky coming by. I've always been enjoying sketching the window views in my home or in other places. If you have a garden, then you can just observe the growth of the plants and flowers growing in there and sketch them. So these are the flowers in my backyard. This is the view around one of my workplaces. So I think I sketched that during my lunch break or at the end of my half-day break. As you can see, you can sketch anything. So this one is a box of pasta that I really enjoyed eating, so I just sketched the package. So it's really important to slow down in our busy lives, just to sit down, think about nothing, and just focus on the simple sceneries and objects in front of us, around us, and just draw their outlines, be immersed in their simple beauties, and adding colors in any medium that you really enjoy. You don't have to use watercolors like me. You might want to use colored pencils or gouache or other kind of mediums. Maybe watercolor pencils, that could be easier to control compared to watercolors.
So I know as human beings, we're all very busy in different kind of ways, and being busy is not an excuse of not finding time to sketch something every day. So for me, my life has been pretty busy throughout the years in different ways. So when I was working as a preschool teacher, my life was pretty busy with 8-hour work schedules. So I was able to find time before I start work, or I find 1 hour after I finish work in the evening to walk around my workplace in the city and find something to sketch.
I started working in preschools as a part-time teacher. This one, I think I sketched it. I still remember, kind of remember that day I finished my work around 1:30. It was a half day shift, and then I spent about an hour sketching at the marina. And here, I still remember this sketch, really quick and rough sketch that I did in downtown Vancouver before I start my shift early in the day around 8 or 9 a.m. It's all about calming down and finding the time. And this one, from 5 to 5:25, I sketched this view at the end of a very busy working day in a preschool in downtown Vancouver. Again, this one, another after work sketch, about 30 minutes. So I was pretty tired and I really want to go home after I finish work. But then I just want to really spend a good time by myself at the end of the day, just to feel better about myself spiritually. So I decided to stay in the city before I go back to my suburban home. Some more after work sketches. This one, another one, another day at 5 p.m. Another day around 5 p.m. too. Really beautiful sunset sky with the water airplanes. More after work sketches. And I did a lot of nighttime sketches. This one was done with my urban sketching buddies on a Saturday. It was not a working day, so on some Saturdays I was able to gather with my urban sketcher buddies and we sketch somewhere around the city. This one was on Granville Island. I spent about an hour 15 minutes to draw and paint. Another Granville Island sketch. So when I'm not going out, I can always find subject matters to sketch in the home. For example, these cleaner bottles. I like these charming colors, really, really vibrant. This one was done before work, from 7:25 to 7:55 in the morning at Starbucks. I was early for work, so I went to Starbucks, grabbed a cup of coffee, and then sketched the interior of Starbucks. So another way to be productive with drawing and painting is to find some sketcher buddies. So for these ones, I sketched these sketches with my Vancouver urban sketcher buddies. And so I felt really inspired and supported to be with other like-minded people. And so I was more brave to sketch. I think I did a lot on that weekend, on that Saturday, March the 5th. I did these 3 sketches and another one. Wow, I was really productive back then. So when I composed my art journal spread, I kind of improvised. So I never planned beforehand. So I kind of so maybe I started sketching this one in the beginning, and then I move on in my day. So the next day, I sketch maybe some oranges right over here. It's a pretty like a random decision about where to place these items. It's really fun to do it this way. And so here is my current art journal. So as you can see, I really enjoy sketching my cup of tea or coffee. Even though it's the same cup again and again, I never get bored of sketching them. So I've been sketching this cup numerous times over the days and weeks. You will see it again in the next few pages. So this white cup appears again right here on another day. So every time, the cup that I sketch and the cup of tea or coffee looks different. Because the day is different, my mood is different. Here it is again, the same cup. And this same cup right here. The context of my day is always different every time. So even though when we're sketching the same things, we're not really repeating ourselves. Nothing ever repeats itself during in the world. And this one, I added a kind of the green reflection from my window into the cup of tea here. And my afternoon coffee in the same white cup. And here again. And I always like sketching the same view from the same window over and over again on different days. Because every time the sky there is not the same. Here, repeating this view over here with the trees and bushes surrounding this house in the distance. All right, I've been sketching these views countless times over the years. So another idea that I want to share with you in this video is that we don't have to always sketch something that's beautiful or perfect looking. So here, today, I'm going to sketch this withering hydrangea on the dining table.
So here's the look of my current art journal spread, and I will sketch the hydrangea right there. So it's actually a bit challenging for me to draw really small. This corner on my art journal here is actually a very small space. So I kind of visualize the proportions of the vase and the flower head first, and then started drawing the leaves and then the general shape of the vase, and then adding the clusters of these hydrangea flowers very loosely. So instead of trying to copy what's there with hundreds of details, I'm only drawing my impressions, half from memory and half from seeing, so I'm not stressing too much about the accuracy. Using broken lines to show the gentle form of glass. And now I'm painting very loosely with this super watery water brush. I think I only painted 2 layers. Here's the first layer. First layer for the flower head was mix of purple and magenta. Wet on wet, some ultramarine blue for the shade part. Some fresh radiant green for the leaves. Now the second layer is adding some ultramarine blue for the shade of the vase. Purple for the shade of the pink part of the vase. Dark shade of green for the leaves and for the stamps. Now just quickly painting the shadow, and that's it. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna sketch the smoky sky outside the window due to wildfire from Washington State. So I'm painting directly with watercolors with my super watery water brush, a mix of orange, medium yellow, and magenta, and a little bit ultramarine blue, cerulean blue on the bottom, wet on wet, very loose. This is the first layer. And for the second layer, I switched to a thinner and less watery water brush and painted these trees in the distance and the rooftops, just using a lot of dotting brush strokes to show the textures of the trees. So I'm keeping this part of the page really simple, like a banner, pretty much decorational, because I don't want too much details of line work to compete with the rest of the page. And here is the look of the final page spread. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please click like and leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel for weekly updates. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment in the comment section. And I will see you very soon next time.